Our next story, Beyond Darkness, The Quest for Peace, is all about horror and paranormal stories. It is taken from urban legends or stories published in local newspapers. Before moving on to our story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. When Emma returned to the countryside to escape the chaos of New York City, she tightly held the keys to the old, abandoned house her great-aunt had left her. The house was isolated in the woods outside the village, a place even the villagers were reluctant to visit. She had heard the chilling stories as a child, tales told by the elders that made her skin crawl. After inheriting this property, Emma was determined to uncover why it had been abandoned for so long. On her first night, Emma took her time exploring the house, getting lost among her great-aunt's old belongings. As she wandered through the dust-covered furniture, yellowed photographs, and forgotten memories, she stumbled upon an old diary. The mysterious notes written by her great-aunt caught her attention. Do not fear the whispers at 3 a.m. When the clock struck 3 a.m., Emma felt a cold draft waft through the house. Then the whispers began. At first, they sounded like the rustling of wind, but soon she could make out the words, leave ... leave this place ... The next morning, Emma decided to explore the attic. Among the dusty boxes, she found an old photograph of the village from many years ago. The photo showed the current elderly villagers when they were young, but there was one detail that stood out. The notes on the back of the photo described the same whispers. Taking the photo to one of the village elders, Mr. Thompson, Emma noticed his face turned pale. Mr. Thompson began to recount the story of the house. Many years ago, a family was mysteriously killed in that house on a dark night. Everyone believes the entity responsible still lingers there. Returning home, Emma's mind was filled with terrifying stories. The whispers started again, and this time they were more intense. Doors creaked open on their own, and lights flickered erratically. Emma took her great-aunt's diary and delved deeper into the secrets it held. In the later pages of the diary, Emma discovered the story of a missing child. This child was known to everyone in the village, but it was an incident no one spoke of. The diary mentioned that the child's spirit was still trapped in the house. One night, as Emma walked through the house, she encountered a shadowy figure. Her heart pounded as she felt the figure approaching. The whispers were now crystal clear. Help ... find me ... Following all the clues in the diary, Emma created a map of the locations mentioned. This map led her to an old cellar beneath the house. With a flashlight in hand, she started her search. Descending into the cellar, Emma was greeted by a damp, musty air. In the dim light of her flashlight, she saw an old trunk. Inside the trunk were the lost child's toys, old clothes, and most importantly, a note. I am still here. Find me. As Emma went deeper into the cellar, the whispers turned into screams. The walls echoed with terrifying sounds. Hidden beneath the trunk, she found a passageway. At the end of the passage, she discovered the place where the child's spirit was trapped. Pleading for the spirit's help as she walked through the passage, the screams stopped, and an eerie silence took over. It seemed the child's spirit had finally found peace. With a flash of light, the spirit was freed. With the whispers ceased, the atmosphere in the house changed. The frightening events had ended. Emma read the final note in her great-aunt's diary. The key to salvation lies in the shadows of the past. The next morning, Emma decided to leave the house. As she packed her belongings, she realized how much the experience had changed her. She had overcome her fears and understood the legacy her great-aunt had left behind. With Emma's return and her story, the village also began to change. The long-hidden secrets finally coming to light brought peace to the villagers. One day, Emma received an old letter from the village. The letter, written by the family of the lost child, expressed their gratitude for freeing the child's spirit. The letter concluded with, "Thanks to you, we have found peace." As Emma gathered her final memories in the house, she found an old photograph of her great-aunt with the lost child by a river, both smiling. Emma knew this memory was forever etched in her heart. Though the house now held peace, Emma could still hear whispers on dark nights. These whispers were no longer frightening, but voices of gratitude. Before leaving the village for the last time, Emma visited her great-aunt's grave. At the grave, she felt reassured knowing that the lost child's spirit was now at peace. As Emma left the village, she took one last look at the house. It was now just a memory, but the experiences had left her with lifelong lessons. Emma knew now that facing the darkness of the past is always the key to a new beginning. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for horror and paranormal stories.